However, I'm really glad to be here with you here and today. A little bit about myself. My name is Kaspars. I am entrepreneur, TV host, blogger, barista. I had several coffee studios, set it up, and mainly I'm a coffee lover. I really do love coffee, and first, when I had this invitation to present your new product, coffee and decaf coffee, I was really skeptic about it because I've tried so many different decafs, and always I had the saying death before decaf. But it's all fun things. But I'm really glad to be here and then represent this new product, your JOYOU coffee, two types, espresso and decaf. Let's switch the presentation on so we can begin. And here we go. Do you hear me well? Yeah.
Yes, Kaspar, we hear.
Great. So yeah, so we are here today to talk about JOYOU coffee. I think it's something really new in the market. I would classify JOYOU as a specialty coffee because there is a lot of different coffees in the market, which we're gonna somehow touch a little bit later during this presentation to just explain the main differences between them. So I'll just move this out of the way. It's probably just for myself. So yeah, the first is JOYOU Decaf. Decaffeinated coffee. Loads of people think, well, decaf isn't the coffee, but it actually is. It's pretty nice. I've tried in the past 2 days. I think I've drank a lot of coffees during these 2 days, and I must say it's really nice. The taste of it, it's so beautiful. You have so many different flavors. And if you making this coffee right and correct, you do feel these flavors, which is really full of richness. You can feel the notes of nuts, milk, chocolate, slight acidity. And the main thing, it's so full of flavor for a decaf. As I said when we began our presentation, is that I tried so many decafs and I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. And I think it's really hard to find the way to keep all the flavors in a decaf as a coffee itself, because how it's been made, right? So we have a decaf, and a coffee as itself, it's always contain caffeine, right? So to extract caffeine from the coffee, we used to, I think it's been like for years when the decafs just began coming into the market, because a lot of people they enjoy coffee, they like coffee, but they can't drink coffee because for some reasons, there's a lot of different reasons for it. And usually they used to use chemicals to extract the caffeine from the coffee bean. And with all the chemicals, it's also extracted all the flavors, all nice smell from the coffee, and all you, at the end, all you had, it's just a drink that tastes like a coffee, but there is no flavors, there is nothing. For JOYOU, the main thing, how it's been cleared, it's with a reverse osmosis system, and it's been washed with the water. And that's absolutely amazing that you're extracting 99% of caffeine in the coffee bean, and you're still leaving all the flavors in it. And I think that's absolutely amazing. That's something new that to be honest, I haven't until the product came into the market, and I tried it first. I didn't believe. that actually decaf coffee can taste so good. And obviously, as it's a coffee, however, even without the caffeine in it, it does support digestion and maintains the balance in the body. Of course, it's suitable for everyone. However, again, even if I mention it's suitable for everyone, if you have like any sort of high blood pressure or anything, it's recommended to speak with your doctor first. Whatever he says if he says, yeah, that's absolutely fine, you can enjoy your decaf coffee, that's absolutely fine. But still, I would do recommend to speak with your doctor first. The next one we have is Velvet Espresso. What I didn't mention, just take a slide back to the decaf. It's medium roast, and it's very important that the coffee beans hasn't been roasted to this level when they are really, really dark roast, and you don't feel these notes, flavors in it. So all you have is just dark coffee. So medium roast, it's something that you will enjoy on your daily cup of coffee. And it's same with Velvet Espresso. If you look at the presentation, there is actually show you. You can see there is roast level, and if we take from the, let's say, split it from the 100 into the like 5 parts, so it's been roasted at 3, so it still classifies as a light roast, even for espresso, and you still will have amazing taste, amazing aroma in the morning, and you make your first cup of coffee. I explained to a lot of people when I had a coffee shops, when you try different coffees from different regions, and what I came around, especially in the eastern side of Europe and in Baltics, that people still prefer Brazilian coffee. And because Brazilian coffee beans, they have this rich taste, and they don't have a lot of acidity. Like, for instance, Colombian coffee, they are rich in flavor, like apples, berries, but they have really high acidity. And same is like with Indian coffees, in some sort of parts of Ethiopia. But yeah, Brazilian coffee, it's really, really something that people prefer in this side of Europe. Again, it's from the small region of Minas Gerais in Brazil. I've done a little bit of research, and Minas Gerais actually are only 20 coffee farms. So they're not big, they're not industrial. So you can imagine that there's like, in this little coffee farm, they probably, I don't know, maybe 100 people working or something. They don't use tractors to go and pick up the coffee cherries every morning. Just if you can imagine, there's a family, they're waking up in the morning, they driving up the hills as the coffee grows at the altitude of 100 meters above the sea level. Imagine that is getting all these baskets at the back, getting up the hills, picking up coffee cherries when they actually ripe and ready. And that's very, very important to get all these flavors out, which is comparing to the industrial market. Industrial market uses 2 different types of coffee cherries. It's Robusta and Arabica. Mainly, of course, everybody saying it's 100% Arabican coffee, but it's for sure not, because the first of the things, it's the price. 100% Arabica always will be more expensive, and if it's classified as a specialty coffee, and with a specialty coffee, if you will explain to somebody, well, this is sort of specialty coffee, the difference is because of these small farms. There's a small farm that they always are owned by the families, and they don't have that much coffee trees, and always the coffee is in some sort of limited amounts, and they go in and picking up the coffee cherries only when they are ripe and ready. and full of flavor. And that's very, very important. Same as in decaf, you have full flavor of caramel notes, dark chocolate. If we had a milky chocolate notes in a decaf, in espresso, you really do feel these dark chocolate notes and nuts, which is really nice, giving you this aftertaste and don't give you that much acidity in it. Again, as we all know, coffee is really good for your health. It keeps your body and mind invigorated. And for myself, I'm always starting a day with a cup of coffee or a cup of double espresso, just give you this drive, stimulating for the day. Strengthens the immune system, and this is actually scientifically proven that the coffee does contain antioxidants, and that helps you fight with the free radicals that we have on everyday basis, especially if you live in the city. And yeah, it's again, it's enriches coffee with original taste and give you a great idea with pairing with desserts. If you never tried it, my recommendation is, it might sound sort of maybe weird, but take a bowl of vanilla ice cream and pour it over with double espresso. You will have this coffee drive and you will enjoy it as a dessert. I do recommend, especially during the summer. It used to be one of the most popular desserts in Italy, but for some reason it's only left in some regions, in small cities. When I had a coffee shop, it was one of the sort of desserts that people really enjoyed it. So give it a go, give it a try. You won't regret it. You will like it. Same as a decaf. Espresso you can make in different ways. The one is a drip coffee maker. Not a lot maybe have these at home. Maybe if you do, you will enjoy it. French press or espresso machine, whichever you have at home, you can make beautiful, full of taste, full of flavor cup of coffee. And we will get back to this on the second part of our presentation. I will present a little masterclass how to make great and good taste coffee at home. I must say this as a warning: do not use the coffee in case of hypersensitivity or allergic. If you are allergic to coffee, consult your doctor. This is the same thing what I said about even if it's a decaf, you still, and if you are sensitive to coffee or allergic, or you have a high blood pressure, always consult with your doctor. And 100% Arabica. This is what I said before. There's two different types of coffees. There's Arabica and there's a Robusta. Robusta is easy to grow. You don't need any altitude. You can just grow in a field. And but there's a big difference between them. Robusta gives you really sour, really acidic taste. And most of the industrial sellers, they mixing them up. Even they knowing on a package, they write on it's 100% Arabica, but I can guarantee there is a mix of Arabica and Robusta, and the coffee cherries not always are ripe and ready. So, and this is the main reason why if you buy in any mass market bag of coffee beans, not already like fine coffee, not ground coffee, but the coffee beans, you open them up and you will see that it's really, really dark roast, very close to the black roast. The smell of it's really strong. However, might smell nice at the beginning, but if you brew coffee, you will feel that it's really sour, really full of acids, and you don't feel any of these notes that I mentioned before, because it's roasted to this level that you don't feel any difference, whether it's actually 100% Arabica or it's been mixed up with something. And however, if you see all these commercials at the mass market, so we have all these barista edition coffees, etc. Yeah, of course you can mix it, make espresso, mix it with milk, and milk will sort of decrease this taste or aftertaste. Or in some regions in Italy, I'm pretty sure a lot of you been in Italy and had this real Italian coffee, and you go into any coffee shop and they're making you this small espresso and giving it with the water. The main thing why they're giving you with the glass of water with it is to kill this taste. There is no other reason. There is no other reason for it. Some of them, I know, I had one barista from Italy. It was a while ago, and we had a chat about the coffees and everything, and he tried to explain to me, no, we give in a coffee because the coffee gives you this sort of taste that not everyone likes it. The coffee not meant to be like this. You should enjoy your cup of coffee, not like you just drank your cup of coffee and had the glass of water. When you're enjoying your coffee, you should have this feeling that you enjoyed it, you liked it, you are full of energy, it gives you this caffeine drive, and you're starting your day. So this is a big difference between mass market and specialty coffees. So that's what I said. I really, for myself, I really do enjoy this decaf. If you never tried a decaf before, I really do recommend it. So yeah, I think we finished with the main part of our presentation. I am ready to begin with the masterclass. I don't know how many of you are here. Feel free to turn on your microphones, turn on your cameras, and ask any questions. I'll try to answer to all of them. In the meanwhile, making up a coffee and trying to explain you how to get this brilliant tasting coffee at home. You ready? I'm ready. You ready for a cup of coffee? Because for me, when I'm having these sort of conversations about coffees, it always makes me thirsty. So I do hope you will enjoy. And I'll be making, as it's almost 8 o'clock, I'll be making a decaf. There's a different ways to make a coffee at home. One, which maybe are the most popular, you just pour the coffee straight into the cup. To make a coffee, there is very important to follow 3 steps. The one is amount of coffee, the ground coffee that you use. The second is temperature of the water. And the third is time. Because the temperature and time is more important even than amount of coffee that you pour into your cup or you use. So we'll be using JOYOU Decaf. Oh, by the way, while the water is boiling, I will explain one thing. And I'm pretty sure most of you, whatever you choose in a ground coffee, you've seen there's a little hole in it. So what you can do, I've seen a lot of people doing this in the mass market stores. They're pressing the coffee and you're trying to feel this this smell of the coffee and enjoy some sort of flavor and saying, oh, this smells really nice, I'll have this. The whole, yes, you can feel the smell of it, but the main thing for the hole in the packages is to release the air, because when the coffee is freshly roasted, it contains a lot of gas in it. So if there wouldn't be this hole, it would just at some point the gas would be building up and it would literally blow the package. So this is the main reason why there is this hole. It's just for this. So, and the hole it works like only one way. It releases the gas, but it doesn't allow the oxygen to get back to the coffee, because As soon as the package is open and oxygen is in, it will oxidate the coffee. And all the flavor, all the smell will literally go away. It's not going to happen in one day, it's not going to happen in 2 days, but eventually all the flavors, all the smell will go from the coffee. So again, water is need to a little bit cool down because we don't use the boiling water, and we will talk about this a little bit later. If you open in the package, let's say, oh, I had this glass jar, I'll just pour it in a glass jar. No, don't. Because whenever you're gonna pour it in a glass jar or in a metallic jar or with whatever you keep in your ground coffee, there will be a lot of oxygen. And the oxygen will eventually get into this coffee and all will go. The best option is use either these clips that you can buy in any DIY stores or whatever. Keep the coffee in the same package. Use the clip, and at this point you can press all the excess air out of it. So as less oxygen will be in the package, as longer you will have the coffee fresh and full of flavor, full of aroma. That is very important. So today we have 2 ways to brew the coffee. The one is the French press, probably the most popular that you can buy in any store. Just pour your coffee in, press it down, and the coffee is ready. Probably not the most popular in Baltics or Eastern Europe, but in Western Europe, a lot of people at home uses AeroPress. This is the closest that you can get as a manual to the espresso machine, because it uses a lot of pressure and you're pressing and extracting the coffee into the cup. So we'll use this. I also have a little weight, but it's only for now, and it's only for me to try to explain to you how much coffee do you need to use to prepare a really nice and tasty cup of coffee. It's usually 2 tablespoons or about 16 to 18 grams. That's all you need from the ground coffee to prepare it. 16 grams or up to, well, basically 16 to 20 grams, it's absolutely enough to make it. So let's see what the weight shows. 1, 2, oh, the spoon isn't big. So yeah, 18 grams, 2.5 tablespoons. This is what I tried to explain at the beginning. This is one of the 3 things. So weight or amount of the ground coffees, then you have a temperature. While I was talking, it took about maybe 2 minutes from the boiling point towards the temperature drop till about 95 degrees. So the optimal temperature to boil the water is 90 to 95 degrees. This is the most optimal way to extract all the flavors out of the coffee. Because if you're gonna sort of just pour the coffee in a cup and pour over the boiling water, it's just gonna burn the coffee, and you don't feel anything that you should feel out of this coffee. It's same gonna be in the French press. Slowly pour over the water in it. In AeroPress, it takes about, and this is the thing that I was explaining, time. The time is very important for a coffee extraction. It takes, in AeroPress, it takes about 1 minute and 20 seconds to be more precise, to prepare the coffee. Pour over the water, stir it up. I have these little filters somewhere. It's about 40 seconds now. So I have about 30 seconds to press it down. So we're fixing the filter, cup of coffee, turning it over, nothing dripping up, and starting dripping. It's not easy. It takes a certain amount of strength because when you're pressing through the filter, it takes about, the pressure building up about 2 bars. It's quite a lot, trust me. It maybe looks easy, but it's not. So you pressing it down, get an exhale, and it's 1 minute and 25 seconds. So, and we have a nice cup of coffee to enjoy. Trust me, it smells really, really nice. It's so full and rich with aroma now. It does smell nice. While we have the water boiling, and we also use a French press. Same thing, about 2 tablespoons. It all depends on size of French press. This is 300 milliliters. They are all different types. There's a 300, 500, 1 liter. It all depends how big amount of coffee you want to get. If you have like sort of, I don't know, guests coming over, so this amount you just multiply. So if you have a 300 milliliter and 2 tablespoons of coffee, so basically 500 milliliters is going to be like 4 tablespoons, and then 1 liter is going to be 8 tablespoons. It is quite important because otherwise, if you're going to have a 1 liter French press and you're going to pour like 2 tablespoons of ground coffee, there will be no flavor. However, you still have caffeine in it. If we take in milligrams, so in espresso, extracting double espresso, it's about 90 to 110 milligrams of coffee. In brewed coffee, like in AeroPress or French press, the amount of a caffeine is about 200 and 250 milligrams. It's quite a lot. And the difference between how you're getting all these amounts of caffeine out, it's time of extraction. If in espresso machine to make a double espresso, it takes about 15 to 30 seconds. In AeroPress, you have about 1 to 2 minutes. In French press, it takes 3.5 minutes to prepare the coffee. And again, why I'm always trying to explain about time, it is really important, really crucial to follow the time, as I explained on the previous presentation. Is you're waking up, walk to the kitchen, put your kettle boil, pour the coffee. For me, it's about, and you can go to shower or do whatever you want. But pretty much it's roughly takes about 3.5 to 4 minutes for extraction to get done in a French press. Pour the water, stir it up, and leave it for about 3.5 to 4 minutes. What happens with coffee if it's, I had a lot of questions about this when I had a coffee shop, and people always ask, why is it so crucial to have or to follow up this time? The extraction of coffee, it's very important to get all the flavors out. So for instance, the coffee can be under extracted or over extracted. If you, like in the French press, wait just a minute, press it down, pour it in the cup, it will be under extracted. And all you will have from the flavors, it will be acidic. They really will be a lot of acids, and you won't feel any of these flavor notes. It will be just acids. If it will be longer, like 5, 6, 10 minutes, it's pretty much if you preparing the coffee straight in the cup. A lot of people say, oh, I like my coffee cold. I just pour it over, leave it there. Then the coffee will be over extracted. So if you imagine there's a coffee, let's say like a coffee bean or when it's ground coffee, the water goes through, there's a lot of like a small tiny molecular holes where water dripping through. It takes from the coffee all that is in it. There's all these flavors, all the acids, there is sugars in the coffee. It's not like a sugar, but it's give you this nice, a little sweet taste. And this is why it's so important to have the right temperature and the right time, because under extracted acids, over extracted, again, all you'll have, it will be just sour taste and nothing more. Pretty much clear. The biggest difference that you need to explain to your customers, it's the difference between mass market and the difference between your coffee. If we take, like, for instance, about any other specialty coffees, it still will have all the flavors, it still will get all the aromas. So it's just depending on the way how, I don't know how your sales works, right? But if you try, for instance, person is working, like customer is walking into the mass market store and he will say, oh, I've seen the coffee for 6 euros. What's the difference between your coffee and the one that I can buy in any grocery store? And the biggest, this is the difference when you explain how the coffee is being produced, how it's being harvested. And this is the main thing between this mass market, that you know that it comes from the certain region, it comes from the certain coffee farm. You know that the coffee has been picked up and grown, and the coffee farm is run by the certain family. I don't know how much information you have about these coffee farms, but this is one of the things that you can explain to a person. Just imagine, whatever you're waking up in the morning, you're making your cup of coffee, and you know that your coffee comes from the certain farm in Brazil, in Minas Gerais region, where all this family is waking up, going up in the hills, have these baskets on their back, and they're picking up the cherries. And the coffee cherry, when it's literally like a cherry, because the coffee bean, it's like it's a seed, and it's pretty much, it looks the same as a cherry. And when it's ripe and ready, it's even these coffee cherries as itself, they are really nice, sweet, full of flavor, as a lot of honey taste. I know there's a lot of roasteries that uses actually this coffee cherry skins to make a tea, and which is fine. But the main that is used in the coffee is this seed, and these are these coffee beans, and this is how they grow. And mass market, again, they don't wait for the right time when pick off the coffee of the trees. It's just all the industrials. They get in on the fields, whatever the coffee cherries are. Because if you imagine like, I don't know, if you have a garden and you have a cherry tree or apple tree, you know, apples or cherries, they're never going to be ripe and ready in the same time. And it's pretty much the same with this coffee. And all these small farmers, they're making sure that coffee that they grow in, the coffee that they pick in, it's ready. It's ripe and ready, and you can roast it to the certain level. And the roast level is very important. And this is what you can also explain to your customers, that it's been roasted to the medium level. It's not been burned, so you won't feel any flavors, but you actually can feel. You can feel all these flavors. And I'll be honest with you, I really enjoy this decaf. And it's not just because I'm trying to explain to you how good the coffee is or how good the decaf is. As I said, I've been going around in loads of different coffee festivals, trying lots of different coffees. I've tried about probably, I don't know, 50 to 60 different decaf coffees from the roasters, and not a single one I didn't enjoy it. Not a single one. With this one, it amazes me how good the decaf can be, how full and rich of flavors and aroma. It is amazing. And if you would be here with me, you would feel the aroma of coffee, and the taste of coffee. The best how to get all these coffee notes that you actually can feel them is when you sip the coffee. Yeah, I know, don't do if you are in the restaurants or whatever, because it's not a lot of people like it, but try to sip it with air. It sounds awful, but the taste that you will feel is great. And it literally sounds like this. You sip the coffee, you have loads of air in the mouth, and you do feel on the tongue all these little tickles, and you feel the flavors. And now I can tell you now, I feel chocolate, I feel caramel, I feel nuts, and it tastes really amazing. If you use, like, if you used to all these lattes and cappuccinos, you still will feel some sort of notes, but it's never going to be the same as a black coffee. If you're not a black coffee drinker, just try it. Just give it a go. Try it, and trust me, you will like it. Because I know, as I know my old customers, when I had a coffee shop, they used to say, "Oh, I don't like black coffee. I can't stand it. It tastes awful. It's sour. It's just all these dark tastes and nothing." And I always say, "Give it a go. Just try." Because, and this is very, very important, when you have the right time and the right temperature of water, the sugars are extracting from the coffee. And these sugars giving you this a little sweet taste. It's not like a sweet, but a really, really nice taste. So if you please just ask questions. I love when people interacting. I don't mind. I'll just enjoy my cup of coffee. I was actually trying the decaf in a mocha, and this is the one that you actually you put on a stove, on a gas stove, or whichever you have. It still will give you some taste, but there is a big difference between these temperatures. See, when you put in on this when you're making a coffee in a mocha, it's split up into parts. So you have a water at the bottom, you have a filter with the coffee, and where the coffee extraction is at the top. For the coffee extraction at this point, the water must be boiling. So the water is building up with all the steam, and it's completely boiling. You might not feel the full flavor of it. And this is the I wouldn't want, I really don't want to say don't use these mocha coffee makers, but if you have a chance, don't, because it just you won't get this flavor out of it. Trust me, I've tried so many type of coffee makers, different. There's a Chemex, there is a siphon, there is a mocha, there is a French press, AeroPress, V60, where you also put like filter on it. It's pretty similar like to the coffee dripper, but it's just more manual. And a mocha maker is one of the that I wouldn't recommend. You can do it if you want like a strong espresso. Yeah, you can do it. But if you want to get this, especially from the decaf, if you want to get out these flavors and aroma, I recommend to use a French press. It will make the coffee more enjoyable. Any other questions? They might be shy as well. I had a lot of loads of master classes before, and even when you have people sitting here in audition and you ask him, "Do you have any questions?" and they usually, "Oh no, we don't have any questions." And when the master class is finished, they come in over, "Oh, I have this question. It might be really stupid question, but can I ask you?" Sometimes the people are just shy to ask questions. And the one thing that I will tell you from the previous presentations, you have this product that you sell. It's a drain booster, right?
Right.
So, and the drain booster is, I think it's the only product that contains caffeine in it. So the content of caffeine is 200 milligrams, right? The daily dose of caffeine recommended is 400. So if you drink Drain Booster in the morning and want to drink a coffee, remember these 400 milligrams. So it's pretty much 2 double espressos that you can drink during the day. And that's with espresso. There is no limits with decaf, but just remember with espresso, if you're using these Drain Boosters, remember amount of caffeine, so you don't have like hyper over too much with a caffeine, and don't have these feelings. This is the one of the. Actually, I was expecting that somebody will ask this question, but yeah.
Good.
And if you drink a decaf, you can enjoy your decaf during the day as many as you want, and it won't give you any problems with the caffeine. But yeah, but just remember, and also if you drinking as I said, it's 2 espressos or it's 1 French press or AeroPress or whichever, because the difference between amounts of caffeine in the coffee, it varies from how you making the coffee. So if there is in a mocha or French press or AeroPress or whichever, the content of caffeine is 200 to 250 milligrams. And if you in your Drain Booster you have 200 milligrams, that's your daily dose. Do not overdose with caffeine. I know how it is, and it's not nice. I really hope you learn something from the presentation, something from the masterclass. As I said, it would be really nice if you would be here in audience. You could give it a try to coffee. It's a little bit easier to explain, to show, to feel these all the notes and everything. It's a little bit different than all these like a Zoom masterclasses. But however, I really hope, ladies, you'll have a good sales, you get the product out to the clients, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Kaspar, for such a delicious presentation.
Well,
I wish everyone to enjoy a new product and have a nice evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.